It's showtime, and no one's here yet. I'll just get this set up so there won't be a regret. Yeah. Oh.
Please, and arrange the ball just before you go.
Theme tune. All right. So I'll get this happening for don't know what to do. Watch some stupid videos. Yeah, where are we? There we go. Put a few videos in. Word up, homies. Who we got in the room? Hit us up in the chat. So just setting the camera, hide notification. So I've been doing the potluck stuff. We had this little legend last night.
And that 5 is number 12. Number 12.
Yeah.
What's your real name?
Remy Broadway.
Remy Broadway.
Remy goddamn Broadway.
Your father's one of the best side acts in the world, isn't he? Yeah, and you're going to follow in Dad's footsteps.
And no, that someone posted, was that me?
Christina.
When I no, that's not me.
Sorry, I used to call Christine. She used to work on television in Melbourne.
There we go. Karen, word up, homie. How are you doing? Groovy? Hang on. Hang on.
You like to be a bell ringer?
Pause that shit. How you doing, Karen? Oh, you're in through YouTube. I can see where people are watching from. Did you check out yesterday's video by any chance? Oh yeah, there's a bit of a delay too, so we got here we go. Give me about 30 minutes and I'll be back. I'll give you 10 because I may click into the documentary, or I'm just trying to work out who's in here, and I'll just do some funny clips for a bit, or watch the greatest documentary ever made. It's called Tribute. Yeah, just type where you're from, everyone, and what time it is where you are as well. So I can, I'm just trying to gauge over the next few shows times so I can work out what the best time to go live is. So, because there's a lot of people over in America who are in bed right now. So I might do tomorrow's one at about midday. Yeah, last night we played this one, the potluck episodes from 1987, the Australian talent show, sorry. And how bad we are. And this little dude, Piffy, when he grows up, he wants to be a professional bell ringer.
And playing the bells, Piffy and Lady of Spain.
Just check this out for a sec. Just the shoulder technique. There's this bit. It's still funny. So I did some homework on the dude. That's why I'm replaying a little bit of it. And you can see the pedo over there is just, he's loving this. Yordo, how you going, mate? Welcome. I hope you guys are having fun. Just reliving a bit of the glory from last night. All right. So there he is, Piffy. And I did a bit of searching, and he owns a bar up in Surfers Paradise up in Queensland. Actually, I'll try Piffy on a bun. Bell ringer, bell ringer, bell ringer. No, what was his name? Remy Broadway. And he was in the, get this, so he ended up in Scooby-Doo. His IMDb. He was in a few movies. He went to Hollywood. The Marine with John Cena. The Ruins. The Ruins is about his sex life after his girlfriends see him playing the bells. But then I found him, The Late Show brought him back. But I think he's about 15 when they did that. Check this out.
We've got a few letters into the Late Show mailbag. Judith, what have you got there?
Well, Tony, not surprisingly, we had quite a staggering response to last week's toilet break. The
Here we go.
Theme tune as performed by Piffy!
He's back! He's grown up! Ooh. They love it. Is that he's got a standing O. That'll be his first standing O he's ever had. So yeah, sorry, his IMDb. Oh, there's only a mini bio. Yeah, so he ended up acting in a few movies and stuff. But yeah, I'm just considering. I'm not sure what to do. If we go, say hello in the chat. Oh, Scotty, that was Scotty. Sorry, I saw Scotty's back in 30. Karen, you're still there. I saw the Mac. I didn't read it properly. Yeah, I'll play some other videos first because this documentary is the funniest shit you're ever going to see. We'll get some cool.
Here's an actual customer out here. What's the best kind of firework to buy?
Wouldn't you like to know, weather boy?
So this is people just disrespecting newsreaders and shit
I just kept hearing it.
and saying dumb shit.
And everything. In the house, I scared. I dropped my hot pocket.
We'll probably sit around and
Whoa.
cook
Yeah, so if you've ever thought of going to Tasmania,
some soups and eat bread and desserts and just get all fat and sassy.
Did you grab anything when you walked out the door?
Grab nothing but two Tortino's pizza out of the refrigerator and my doggy.
of course you did.
That's it. I tried to grab some other things, but they wasn't even worth it.
First and last name, please.
Erica O'Donnell.
Oh, we got an Aussie. Her name's Erica O'Donnell.
First and last.
F-I-R-S-T.
Oh,
First and last name, please.
Erica. Did you grab anything when you walked out the door?
Grab nothing.
I think she
but
just
two
said something stupid.
Tortino's pizza out of the refrigerator and my doggy, and we left. That's it. I tried to grab some other things, but they wasn't even worth it.
First and last name, please.
Erica O'Donnell.
And can you spell first and last?
F-I-R-S-T-L-A-S-T.
I meant your first and last name.
What a dipshit. Oh, God.
Well, the sign says that it's 4 quarters for an hour, but a quarter only gets you 15 minutes. So if my math is correct, That's not an hour.
That's not an hour,
Not an hour.
but it is. And also,
A quarter to 15 minutes.
I was just saying it's
I should have that song ready to play, shouldn't I? I'm gonna have to bring it up. Hang on. And I'm a bit knackered because we had that song "Everlasting Love" last night, and it was in my fucking head the whole night, and I couldn't sleep. Oh, fucking work bastard. God damn it. Down to 4. I don't know why this isn't working. Ah, there we go. Folks are dumb. I'll just get that ready. Hey, Vicky, how you doing? You groovy? Shut up!
3 rainstorms ago. Is that all you got? Well, you had a little bit more for me. You never.
Well, just about. I'm sorry, Miss Constance. 76 to be
Holy
exact.
shit.
The man said, no, not today. And they began to race behind each other like cats and dogs. And the police car just twisted around like a tornado, girl. And the Lord just shook it up and the man just got injured. His hair with the one.
What the fuck? Is that a horse? What the fuck? He's got extra teeth.
Side and his body went to the other side. And girl, he hit the pole. I was actually going to buy me a piece of burger from Burger King. And I just stopped right in the middle because my hunger just went away.
That's like, oh my God. That's fucking crazy.
Sitting at home and I was playing Fortnite, and all of a sudden I just hear a bunch of noise, and I look out the window and I start seeing the roof come.
He sounds boring.
My friend came to the door. She said, well, I was on the phone cooking me and my baby some breakfast. And she said, hey, something wrong. He's popping. I said, what? She said, yeah. I said, no. So the girl come downstairs. She come out her apartment with her baby with no shoes on. I said, oh, girl, it's cold outside. She said, something ain't right. I said, oh, man. She said, oh, man, the building is on fire. I said, no, what? I got my 3 kids and we bounced out. We ain't gonna be in no fire. I said, girl.
Superman.
Fuck, I love America.
Are dumb where I come from. Folks are dumb where I come from. My folks are dumb where I come from.
Holy shit. So, Vicky, Melbourne West. Is that West Melbourne or the west of Melbourne? Because it means you could be just down the street. All right, someone in a prison car, police car.
I say back that there. If I feel like my leg feels, I say they're learning.
Bro, did you break into a house? Did you burglarize a house?
Hell no. Bro, get away from the cop, bro. I don't want to talk. I don't want to talk.
We were talking before. You were just talking to me football.
But I don't want to talk to you, though.
Did you break into a house?
No.
Okay, well, why are you in custody then?
I don't know.
You don't know. You have no idea why you've been arrested.
No idea, sir. Why you got hair coming out your nose?
Anything your mom or anything like that, or anyone you know?
My bad, Mom. My bad.
Why you got hair coming out of your nose?
Were you hurt when you were running away?
I'm a bite. My neck. Tighten in the neck, man.
All right, well, you have a good one there. What's your name?
Paul.
What?
Paul.
Paul, what's your last name, Paul?
I don't know. Yeah, I gave you the first one.
Always remember Taco Bell Zelda Road. We're just out here. You remember it. I mean, I think it was the best Taco Bell in Montgomery.
The best taco. Oh my God. I don't know if you've eaten Taco Bell. I had it when we were in LA and it was the worst slop of slop you could. Prison food's better than Taco Bell.
I can't eat it.
I feel like I lost a family member.
Well, I'm hoping we get closure tonight, and we can move on to the next cause. But we're here supporting Taco Bell tonight, and that's what's important.
I'm hurt. My feelings are hurt. I gotta go all the way to Perry Hill to get some Taco Bell. It hurts my feelings.
Folks are dumb where I come from. Folks are dumb where I come from. Folks are dumb where I
Oh my god, I can't believe we're seeing this. That is fun.
How did it happen? Yeah, you know, we had a few odd man rushes there in the first period, which was not good for us. But I mean, everyone had their nerves going and everything like that. And then, which we were glad to just keep them to one and everything like that. And then we went back and after the period in the locker room, just talked about what we need to fix and everything like that. Stick to the game plan, get back on it and everything like that. So just paid off. Stick to the game plan. You know, stepping up defense and everything like that. No pinches, everything like that. You moving on to the semifinals.
Boring. All right, go to the next one. I don't know what this one was.
I'm sure that we'll all be so. It's the final countdown. The final countdown.
Wow, that's fucking bad. The final countdown.
With me, all hail to the mother.
Oh, oh, it's fucking grouse. He's a regular Steve Vai, that guy.
You stay. Okay. So
Whoa. That could have been more painful. What suburb are you in, Vicky? Vicky. Right, what's the time to? In about 5 minutes, we'll start the doco. Oh, this is going to end well. I can feel it. And you know, someone got a government grant to put on that performance too. Okay, that reminds me of the time I was in Toronto and Red Band and Dean Del Rey comedy gig in this theatre. And halfway through it, they just brought out these 3 white girls to twerk. That was their gig. They just twerked and they couldn't twerk. It was just fucking horrendous.
Now, my last trick, I like to make a £10 note disappear and return again. As you see, one piece of card. We'll place the £10 note inside. Oh, well, there you go. Thank you very much. Good luck, boys. Thank you very much.
He's talented. Fire, I like. Oh, fuck, he cut his fingers off.
Guys, this was the show.
Oh, dude. He's like, oh, no way, bro. It's totally cool. Holy fuck, now we've got to play it.
folks are dumb where I come from. My folks are dumb where I come from.
Fuck. Painful. Cut his fucking fingers off. Sounds like Manowar. Ooh, killers, let thy arrows fly into the wind. Wait. Oh, but I gotta go back. We're just gonna see their faces here. If anyone loses it, she ain't gonna change her face. She's solid. She wants to laugh.
So this is a bit of a warm-up for next week. I need to do the outlines. Here we go.
Is this that fucking violinist guy, Raul or something?
Boom.
I can talk. Just stop, bro. Balls. No. How fucking arrogant is that? You're just trying to sit on the train and these fuckers turn up. Just, hey, we're just gonna improvise. Oh, fuck. He starts the clapping because he's about to pass out. He's like, all right, that's it. I gotta get the fuck off the train before I fucking faint. It's definitely a white boy thing, this, isn't it? Fuck, I wish it was a real lightsaber. That's like Spaceballs. Dog starts fucking him. Grouse. Oh, that's a computer game. I think. Doco! Word up, homie. How you going? We're getting educated here.
All this money in my pocket. Let anybody try to rob it.
It's like a school recital or something.
It's exploring their way of moving and how I can generate movement from those types of bodies to make a dance theatre work. But also, it's very much driven by dance. But
well, I'm horny. Give it up for Sideshow Blob. All right. Oh, we got to hit it. Where are we? Let's bring this back up. Doco. I can't say as I'm watching a movie with Cindy. I can't stay. Nah, groovy, bro. We're going to watch the greatest documentary ever, but it'll end up on YouTube tomorrow. It's about tribute bands. So I'm just, what's the time? We'll kick off in a minute. But I hope you're well, homie. She's losing it. Oh, come on, someone get hurt. Take care, Doco. He doesn't. Holy fuck. All right. We'll have a look at a couple more.
I take you with me. You're coming to the palace. I like your style, babe.
Let's see if there's something that takes my eye. Oh, someone just got hurt. Oh, here we go. You watch that the videos when I post the Married at First Sight. Now I think it's 90 Day Fiance videos, and I've got Chappelle going, "Who what? Who what? Okay." He's taking off this dude. This is the actual guy he's taking the piss out of. That's fucking terrible. Oh, this is shitty. Ugh, these are boring. I should have double checked this one before I started. Actually, here's something people won't know. Apparently, Stevie Wonder isn't blind.
Here's a fun fact. Stevie Wonder wrote the song Sir Duke about me. And he's been faking his blindness his entire life.
That sounds like a...
Stevie got vision like no other person. I still believe Stevie can see.
Stevie is probably, I'm going to tell you something. I've been spending my whole life with him thinking he can see. I know he can see.
I thought you said sing.
No, he can see.
I'll tell you Stevie Wonder story, but y'all not going to believe it. Come on, man. So,
It's a true story.
it's a true story. So,
According to Shaq.
we lived in a building on Wilshire. So you park your car and the valet's on there. So I'm already in the building. I'm coming to the lobby. Door opens. It's Stevie Wonder. He comes in, says, "What's up, Shaq?" Presses the button. Oh, it's true story. Presses the button, gets off on the floor, bathtub, goes to his room. I went and called every person I knew and told him to her to leave.
So-
He got on the thing. "What's up, Shaq? How you doing, big dog?" You know what I mean? Yes, he did. Yeah.
What's up?
I've been hearing that for years. Stevie Wonder isn't blind, right? Just did it to get famous. Don't believe me?
Please join us. Please, Steve.
Watch
please
this.
join us.
He grabs the microphone stand as it falls. Watch, 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 watch. Boom! Grabs the microphone stand as it falls. Stevie Wonder ain't blind, homies. Snap! You heard it not first here. All right. Let us know in the chat. Gotta go. No problem. I might hold the movie off till tomorrow then. I'll just do some quick videos and be a dickhead for an hour or so. Take care, Karen. Be cool. Stay in school, homie. Some cringy shit.
When you put tiny hot dogs on a plate, grill, or other cooking device, because of their round shape, they roll all over the place, and many end up on the ground. What a waste! Hi.
By the way, these are American, and this is what they're really like.
My name is George. I'm here to talk to you today about Gorilla Tango Novelty Meat's new product, Big Hot Dog.
Our proprietary scent that insects can't resist. They're lured inside where the super sticky, non-toxic glue has the strength to catch and hold even the largest bugs. Once they're stuck, bugs are out of luck. Don't use hazardous bug sprays and insecticides.
Oh, fuck, you couldn't write that. That's fucking hilarious. I did not expect fucking, what's his name? Dinklage.
Hold even the largest bugs.
Once they're stuck, the bugs are out of luck. Don't use hazardous
Because he's in the box there. He just punches them out.
bug sprays and insecticides. Don't waste hundreds each year on exterminators. Creepy catchers. It's a safe, free, important way of protecting you and your family all year round.
Bugs are gross. Get rid of them with creepy catchers. It's incredible how effective it works. The bugs are gone.
There's no other one like this particular one in the world. And you can see the tracks go this way. And it's really cool because it records much more accurately. Oh my God.
Well, that does happen every once in a while. That can't be good.
What was it?
Now, are you done with that?
Yeah, I'm done with that.
GLH means great looking hair. Just spray GLH on and it instantly covers your bald spot, leaving you with great looking hair.
That's done all right.
First time I ever used this product. I saw it on the infomercials and I was skeptical at first.
Spew and Doug's not here still.
It worked.
It's Brett Hunter.
I've been getting around for being involved. I'm only a young man. No more days I've been called old man, but babes are back.
Now watch this. I'm sorry, but this is exciting. Oh, I want you to look at all of those wiggles. Sometimes I do, a softer wiggle, and sometimes I do a zigzag.
Ooh.
Oh my gosh, I love to wiggle the whole thing.
She's crazy.
Look at that. Pardon me. Just get so into it.
Let's go. What are we making?
Kelly's giving me the okay, Sam. So we're making a tuna. We're making a tuna.
Tuna's the second thing we have on our house.
Can I talk? I watch the show every day. Everybody has issues with.
She didn't like it.
Back here. Pay attention. 1 minute. Ooh, that's
I hope you enjoy your.
You're done, buddy.
I hope you enjoyed your last time in the Today Show. I'm really kidding. Get the work out of your workout. The white chair.
I am Erin Lee with Perfect MMA and staying deep front of the Hawaii chair to a very busy work environment. Let's get some first-time reactions.
Is that real?
Oh my gosh, this is amazing.
It's great on my ads.
I can really feel this working.
What are you doing? Fuck all.
You can hardly call this work. With the Hawaii chair, it takes the work out of your workday.
The Hawaii chair.
The Hawaii chair. Just out of.
There's Listen Up, the personal sound amplifier that lets you turn the volume up for yourself without turning the volume up for everyone else. You can hear a pin drop from across the room or listen in on a conversation from up to 100 feet away.
Have you met the new neighbors?
They're absolute cunts.
I met him. He seemed nice.
Just insert the earphones and adjust the volume. Ever wonder what people are talking about across the room? Now with Listen Up, you can discreetly listen in.
Good shape, doesn't he? It's pretty cute.
Yeah.
No, he's not. Yeah, of course, you're thinking now, you son of a bitch. What other weird ones we got? Oh. Nothing wrong. Oh, we can just play. Hang on, here we go. Back.
Mira, vos que querías que lo hiciéramos en Carmen.
Oh, we'll see what this ticket did.
Ya. Esta es una tapa de vidrio, te dijimos antes. Fíjate lo que te puede pasar si se te llega a caer al piso con la hot play. Mira, la tapa de la hot play va al piso y mira. Date vuelta. Mira.
I guess it's super strong and wasn't supposed to do that.
Vos que querías que lo hiciéramos en Carmen en vivo.
When your pet goes in the house or on the sidewalk or even your neighbor's lawn, we have the answer for you. Introducing Poo Trap, an amazing new innovation that eliminates the need of picking up after your dog. Poo Trap is a unique new product that fits any size dog without any hassles, and your pets will love it too.
Fucking hell. That's fucking crazy. Oh my God. You attach it to your dog's ass.
1101, 1816 is the item number on this one. And the nice thing about these practice katanas, oh, that hurt.
Oh, that hurt big time. Think about these practice katanas. Oh,
Oh, fucking snapped.
oh,
Oh,
that
snap.
hurt big time. A piece of that the tip just got me, Odell. Oh, that got me good.
Yep. Now when I heard them Japanese people felt.
All right, a piece of that tip just got me.
Good.
Oh, right now. We may need emergency surgery in the studio.
Yeah, very, very simple. There's a little button here that you just press. Everything you need to press and move is in yellow. Okay? And then this button
Yeah, don't push the yellow fucking button. Okay, that's groovy. Controversial kids' toys. Fuck, something shitty with the internet tonight.
We're looking at toys that caused controversy, either for their
Don't start thinking on me, you son of a bitch.
charged with a deadly load. There's no question as to why this poorly designed action figure didn't have a long shelf life.
She picked her words right there, didn't she?
Take that message to your people.
Its full transformation, which changes the crotch rocket into a butt missile launcher so that Mr. Castle can take the form of a pistol, didn't help make this toy any better either.
His butt rocket.
I'm gonna go smoke some cigarettes.
Number 9, Super Soaker Oozinator.
What do you call the new water ooze blasting oozinator?
Oh, yeah! Scrutinized and parodied at the time of its release.
It shoots
the
what
Oozinator
stuff?
was a super soaker that didn't only shoot water, but also shot a bio-ooze that brought dirty thoughts to even the most chaste of people. Conceived by people.
Slap, slap.
Number
I don't know what I'm doing tonight.
4, Rad Repeatin' Tarzan. Another case of unfortunate circumstances, this toy was a victim of its packaging. With its spring-loaded right arm placed so Tarzan's hand would be over its crotch, the Disney toy took a turn for the dirt. Masturbating Tarzan had a short shelf life, ultimately being recalled and repackaged so that he would stop touching himself. To make matters worse, the Ape Man also featured a button that let out his famous call. Needless to say, this toy in its original packaging is becoming quite the collectible, proving that we humans really do have a one-track mind. Number 3, Oreo
It'd be worth a bit now. Ugh. All right.
Fun Barbie.
Bright ideas and
That sucks. That's not groovy. All right. Let us know. What should we watch? Cringe, cringe, cringe. Judas Priest trial. Waiting for Scotty to come in. Are you back, Scotty? Because I've got some heavy metal shit to talk about. All right, where's this doco? Say hi in the chat. Let us know where you're from. If you haven't already, of course. Yeah, I won't do that because it's like an hour and a half, that movie. Tomorrow I'll do it, but I'll do it during the day. So around midday or 1 o'clock or something. So all the Americans can watch. Because I'm stuffed. So I won't, because like I said, I had that friggin' song stuck in my head the whole night while I was trying to sleep. So I'll cover a bit of this. You might not know, in the 80s, late 80s, I think it was, Judas Priest, well, this trial started, I think, in the late 80s, wrapped up around 1990. Judas Priest went to got put on trial for murder because two of their fans shot themselves in the face with a 12-gauge shotgun because they claimed that they heard backward messages in one of the songs. Better than you, better than me. I can't even remember which song it was. But they'll play it here. So what they did, they were playing the album backwards, which is always smart. And they could hear the words "do it, do it, do it." There was apparently 7 do it's when you play the album backwards, and logically they thought it meant shoot yourself in the fucking head with a 12-gauge shotgun. So they did that on this little bit of play equipment behind their house. One of them blew his fucking head literally off, and you could just catch a glimpse of his headless body laying there. The other dude, after his mate just shot himself in the head, he thought, fuck yeah, that looks good. I'll just grab the 12-gauge shotgun as well, and I'll shoot myself in the face too. And he didn't die. He just fucked his face up. And they claim in this that he took 3 years for him to die from his injuries, but he ended up killing himself. So no, the shotgun blast. They were still trying to make Judas Priest look like they were the murderers in this case. So they got put on trial, and yeah, here's a bit of the history of heavy metal for you.
Smoking marijuana, listening to Judas Priest, and contemplating suicide. Ray was dead within seconds. Jay wounded himself, survived for 3 years, but later died from what doctors termed complications of his injuries.
James and Ray were chanting, "Do it, do it, do it." They did not even know where it came from.
Yeah, they could have meant do it, have sex, do it, do it, do it. Rob Halford is gay, he might have meant that.
It came from the Judas Priest album, according to Dr. Wilson Bryan Key, a professor of marketing who has written extensively on subliminal messages. He says the song "Better by You, Better Than Me" contains the barely audible words "do it," repeated over and over.
And each time "do it" is increased in hysterical intensity. So it's "do it, do it, do it, do it." And we pulled 12 of those out of that one song.
Dr. Key sees images
So obviously Nike have killed a lot of people as well, haven't they?
of sex and death in all kinds of things, from the Ritz cracker to 17th century art. He sees the word sex written in Lincoln's beard on the $5 bill. There is no subliminal content on the Stained Glass album.
Observers of the music scene are frightened by this and other recent court cases.
I think right now the attacks on rap music and heavy metal represent a very essential threat to liberties.
The members of the Judas Priest band say they've done nothing wrong, that the whole notion of subliminal lyrics is preposterous.
Did you say "do it" sometime during the recording?
George Lewis.
Because if you play an album backwards, you'll hear words. It's just that a certain word backwards with a bit of music or a breath or something can make it sound that way. They were like Beatles, Zeppelin, Slayer, bands had them there. And after this shit, it was around that era, Aussie as well, it became a marketing thing. So they're like, oh, they're because that's the thing. If you say to your kids, don't do this, your kids are going to go, fuck yeah, I'm going to go buy that album. Look at Ice-T, Body Count, with Fuck the Police on it. Yeah, we're going to ban it. So everyone went out and fucking brought it straight away.
NBC News, Reno, Nevada.
I do know the signs preceding suicide. And I know a little bit during the morning that there was nothing. There was no appetite change. He didn't give any of his things away. He didn't lock himself in his room. He didn't disappear. He didn't do anything. But on December 20th,
and here's the other thing. In the proper documentaries, I won't play the proper one here because it goes for like an hour and a bit. They were locking themselves. They were just doing what you do as a headbanger. You don't hang out in the fucking lounge room when no one in the house wants to hear heavy metal. You sit in your fucking bedroom and play it.
3rd, 1985, Arnetta Roberson's son, Ray Belknap, shot himself to death. His best friend, James
I didn't know he was sick.
Vance, watched and then turned the shotgun on himself, blowing off half his face. It took James Vance 3 years to die from complications from his injuries.
He fucking killed himself.
That fateful evening, Ray and James sat in Ray's bedroom, drinking beer, smoking marijuana, and listening to a Judas Priest album called Stained Class, heavy metal music. They ran into a local schoolyard shouting, "Do it."
That's actually
Do
weird.
it, before both marijuana and listening to a Judas Priest album called Stained Class, heavy metal music. They ran into a local schoolyard shouting, "Do it, do it," before both boys fired their shots in a frenzy. James Vance later...
See the buzzwords? Frenzy. It's a fucking 12-gauge shotgun. You just shoot once and it's it. There was 2 shots.
wrote a letter to Ray's mother saying the Judas Priest music was responsible for their behavior that night.
The more he listened to it, the crazier he got. I'd come over here and he'd be asleep and he'd get up and the first thing he'd do is turn the music on. It was always Judas Priest, always. And it was like the first thing that got him started in the morning. You know, some people have coffee, James had Judas Priest.
The boys' family sued the band and their record company, CBS, blaming their product for driving the boys to shoot themselves. And today, the case went to trial in Reno. What makes it even more incredible is that the lawsuit contends the teens were influenced by subliminal messages of death and suicide on the record. One of their main witnesses is Wilson Bryan Key, who's written books on subliminal messages.
Time must end before 16. This reoccurs in the lyrics. I did 16 is a high point in life. After that, it's all downhill. So pick your time.
It's fucking true.
Blow yourself away. Okay, the first line, read forward, says, "New arms into adjular bliss." Now, when you take that line out and play it backwards, you're getting this. Sing my evil spirits.
Judas Priest and CBS Records deny that there are any subliminal messages in Judas Priest music or that the music is in any way responsible for the deaths. According to a spokesperson for CBS, these were 2 deeply troubled young men who were substance abusers with a history of violent behavior.
These young people were probably already in trouble before they ever heard Judas Priest. But as a force that lowers the inhibitory defenses against suicide, legitimizes in effect the act of suicide. Yes, indeed, they have a great deal of responsibility.
Is there anything there that could be considered a subliminal message?
On our first album, the first Pegasus album, we've actually got backward message in the intro. Interesting fact. No one died.
It is the claim of subliminal messages that propelled this case to trial. Similar lawsuits claiming rock music caused damage have been thrown out of court because lyrics are protected as free expression under the First Amendment. The judge in this case says subliminal messages are not protected as free speech. What is really on trial here is the whole concept of subliminal persuasion, for which there is at best limited scientific evidence.
The courtroom is no place for reveries about the unknown capacities of the human mind.
The shotgun used in the suicide was presented in court today. So was the record album. It's the record album that is on trial.
It's the record album.
CBS News.
That's record album. That doesn't make
Reno,
sense.
Nevada.
It's a record album.
Has done more than get them amped, more than get them juiced up, charged. The music has actually, in his words, brainwashed the 2 boys. And he felt compelled to take his own life.
One of the witnesses scheduled to testify against Judas Priest is a youth counselor who claims that much of heavy metal music sends the wrong message to impressionable young people.
Much of the
Yeah, they end up like me.
music talks about you need to die to become powerful. And in death is power, in death is control. And I think that the music specifically spoke to them, told them exactly what to do.
But the music and lyrics of Judas Priest are protected by First Amendment free speech guarantees. What is not protected are so-called hidden or subliminal messages, which attorneys for the families claim exist in Judas Priest's music. In a pre-trial hearing, so-called expert witnesses claim to have identified these allegedly harmful hidden messages. But an attorney for CBS Records, Priest's recording label, told Entertainment Tonight, quote, "There are absolutely no subliminal messages on this record. And in this situation, with two dysfunctional substance abusers who engaged in often violent fantasy behavior from an early age, it is unfathomable that people would look to something no one can see or hear as a cause of this tragedy."
Remember this, Scotty?
End quote. For their part, the band Judas Priest, who will be called to testify in court in days ahead, has maintained that their music has no hidden messages and no overt message of self-destruction.
We love our music very, very much and continue to get a great deal of pleasure out of it.
Back when he had
I
hair.
think it reflects on the millions of people around the world that also share the Priest experience, that we're just here for a good time, you know. And that's what rock and roll is all about.
This is little solace to Raymond Belknap's mother, who says her suit has a goal with regard to the band's music.
I'd like to see him quite naked.
In an attempt to demonstrate the existence of these
Could you imagine if heavy metal was censored, the lyrics? Oh, or that actually goes so deep and go, that guitar solo excites people too much. You're going to have to tone it down.
subliminal messages, the prosecution recently brought in a man named Bill Mikloff, who was identified as an audio expert, but who turned out to be a marine biologist and only an amateur audio enthusiast. Mikloff set up some computerized equipment and proceeded to unveil what he seemed to think were such evil hidden messages as "do it" and "F the Lord."
Don't do it. Like I said, if that's such a bad sentence, every basketballer is fucking killing themselves.
See what you make of this.
Just do it.
Would you tell us what "do it" and "F the Lord"? See what you make of this.
Would you tell us what of your reverse phrases we are hearing now? That's for the Lord. I think that
Hey, Adam's mum!
what we're hearing today with regards to the
We're educating people on the hatred towards heavy metal.
credibility of the witness. The whole case is based on this so-called expert testimony, and it appears to be more and more shallow. You know, this guy's no qualifications, and you know, it just doesn't seem to be. They just don't seem to be able to prove in any way, shape, or form whatsoever that there are these subliminal messages on the album.
Are there subliminal "do it" on the "Better By You, Better Than Me" song?
Absolutely not.
Johnny Stodge's birthday. Any
Do it
coincidence?
On the "Better By You, Better Than Me" song?
Absolutely not.
This past Tuesday in Reno, Nevada District Court, Rob Halford repeatedly denied the previous findings of so-called audio expert who searched long and hard for backwards messages in the music of Judas Priest.
What are the sounds that you hear at those locations on the 24 track made up?
The sounds I hear are essentially my.
A Russian talking. Vodka.
Exhalation of breath at the end of the line that I'm singing.
And to show that he didn't invent a way to sing forward in order to be understood backward, Halford even gave an impromptu performance.
Would you sing those two lines with the, as you sang them?
Are we singing that?
Yes. Can you sing?
So these people should be blessed that they get a private fucking audience of Rob Halford singing.
I get the right key. It goes. Better than you, better than me. You can say what I can see.
Keep going.
Is the exhalation of breath?
Yes.
Is that a normal part of your singing?
That's the way I've always sung it, just my style.
But later that afternoon, the prosecutors thought they found a smoking gun when Halford admitted on the stand.
See, that's the thing for non-headbangers there. In that era, in the 80s, they were completely going after metal. And everyone, like, it was all satanic. And there were documentaries on normal TV, like on a fucking Sunday night for your parents to watch, saying, if your kids are listening to these bands, they will turn satanic.
and they will kill you. Like, it was a propaganda thing from obviously the church groups or whatever, trying to ban heavy metal.
That Judas Priest had at one time used backwards vocals on a song called Love Bite.
It's just as much as an artist without another piece of
I didn't know it was a cover.
Picture, you know, it's just from an aesthetic value. You could possibly enhance the song in some way from a sound point of view. When I was asked in my testimony yesterday, under oath, to tell the truth, I explained that there was that one instance that I could recall. This again, I think, reflects on our position that we have absolutely nothing to hide, nothing to conceal. We're here to tell the truth and to prove once and for all during our defense that there are no subliminal messages on Better By You, Better Than Me. There are no subliminal messages in any way, shape, or form on any Judas Priest record. We wouldn't be here if we've got something to hide. You know, we welcome this opportunity now to have our say. What we don't want is little bits and pieces blown up out of all proportion, because prosecution has got nothing else to go on.
Such an example is taken again from the song Invader. The reverse lyric in my interpretation is, "Hey, look, my chair's broken." The forward lyric is, "They won't take our love away."
They are experts at creating illusions and images.
Ooh, we're
they
scary.
Make their living by these illusions.
I said before you come back in, Scotty, that first Pegasus album, there's backward message, like a deliberate one in the intro before Apache Warriors. People don't know that.
By making things appear to be what they are not, and allowing those to whom they sell themselves and their products to escape into fantasy for a little while. Again, I'll state it.
Exactly. Bands would be fucked if they killed if their fans killed themselves because of their music. I'm going to play a bit after this. It sums it all up.
This argument, I can't prove they altered it. Cannot come in here and prove to you, Your Honor, that they altered it. I have no.
Don't get me wrong. I wish some bands' fans would fucking kill themselves.
way of ever doing that. This is the same Judas Priest that said for the last 4 years that we never put any backwards lyrics on any song, on any album, ever. This is ostensibly a products liability case. Plaintiffs must prove a defect in this product, but that defect is.
Yeah, the backward message is in the intro there. Yeah, it's corny, and I think it was the demo tape or something. There might be some in that. The first demo we ever did. I think I'm just doing stand-up comedy, telling jokes and stuff.
Unreasonably dangerous to the ordinary consumer, and that defect was a proximate cause of the injuries suffered. Plaintiffs have not met and cannot meet those requirements of the claim. The product is the record album Stay in Class. The alleged defect is the presence of subliminal content.
They're not showing.
The alleged subliminals are of two kinds.
But not be alcohol or
There
marijuana.
are sounds and backward messages in the lyrics. Plaintiffs can prove neither the subliminal nor the content.
I feel more confident than ever during these last few days that we've made our points in our demonstrations more clear than they've been at any other time.
He's unrecognizable.
We go away today feeling very, very confident that the judge will make in our decision the right decision.
In a 108-page written decision handed out to the only parties on hand in court to receive it, the plaintiffs and their attorneys, Judge Jerry Carr Whitehead found that Judas Priest and CBS Records are not liable in causing the deaths of James Vance and Raymond Belknap. The words "do it" are present several times on the Stained Class album and are subliminal, but they are the result of a chance combination of sounds and are not intentional. There is no proof of backwards masking on the album, and in any case, no scientific proof that backwards masking can be perceived or affect conduct. The judge also ruled that corporate attorneys for CBS were inexcusably slow in providing master tapes of the Judas Priest album, and that had those tapes been provided promptly, the whole trial might have been avoided. In light of this, he fined CBS $40,000 to be paid to plaintiffs' attorneys to compensate for costly court delays. While Judge Whitehead ruled that the band and its record company have prevailed on the ultimate issues in this case, he also noted that scientific research into the effect of subliminal messages is in its infancy, and that this subject is simply not a closed issue.
I think it means they've got to watch out. This certainly isn't going to be the last case like this.
I've got some bad news for you, fat man.
And I would certainly file another one tomorrow morning.
Unfortunately, you didn't get to do that again, fat man.
Sooner or later, a case like this will win.
No, it won't, fat man.
Just a matter of time. It's always tough when you're doing a new thing, and it's difficult on the judge, it's difficult on the system. But this case will not be new 5 years from now.
So that's fucked. That sounds like they were looking for something. Yeah, this new thing. Because they're going, this is where we can make money and fuck over a whole fucking music industry.
It'll be the equivalent of cigarettes causing cancer. 5 years from now, we'll all know this music causes violence and death among adolescents.
Judas Priest guitarist Glenn Tipton worried that this sort of attitude could have a chilling effect on the arts.
If before you...
That's the thing. It's Scotty will attest to this. Headbangers are the fucking coolest people. Like, you occasionally would get fights and shit occasionally, just like anywhere, but it would be less than a normal nightclub for any other music style. And that metalheads fucking look after each other. And I've got a bit about it where I say, like, I'm into Manowar, Metallic, like heavier bands, but I see someone with a Poison or a Bon Jovi shirt, yeah, they're a fucking dick. But if someone fucking fucked with them, like a rapper or a fucking surfer or something, I'd run over and punch on for them. Because we stick together. We're fucking, metalheads are fucking wicked like that. And yeah, you're right. Oh, Mortal Sin 71, you're fucking right. And I said that before with Body Count. IST, once that got banned, it was still on sale, and then everyone went fucking mental and brought it.
Actually create something artistically, be it through any media, you know, through books, magazines,
exactly,
songs, or whatever. If it crosses your mind that you should be very careful what you put down in case you get a lawsuit, aren't we all being, isn't Big Brother watching this? Aren't we all being closed down?
Welcome to 2020. He fucking predicted it. Check out this bit.
It's so miserable. We gotta keep blaming something, right? Let's blame some more stuff. Drugs, good. Rock and roll. Every few years, rock and roll becomes the big enemy, doesn't it? Like this Judas Priest trial. Did you follow this? You know the story? 2 kids, big fans of Judas Priest, listened to this album and then went out and killed themselves, and the parents sued the band Judas Priest. Okay, first of all, 2 kids, big fans of Judas Priest, commit suicide. Wow. 2 less gas station attendants in the world. I don't want to sound cold or anything, but we didn't lose a cancer cure here. And hey, most stations are self-service now anyway, so we saved them a long, troublesome job search. But they tried to prove there were subliminal messages on this album telling you to kill yourself. Now, I may be naive, but what performer wants his audience dead? I'm having trouble with the whole fucking theory. What are these guys in the band doing? I'm fucking sick of it. I am fucking sick of it. I'm sick of the touring. I'm sick of making $400,000 a fucking night. I'm sick of the free drugs, the free booze, and the groupies blowing me dawn to fucking dust.
Oh, they cut it short. But the great Bill Hicks. Yeah, you're right. Cannibal Corpse. But that's the thing, yeah. Metalhead's no trouble. The only trouble, like, you remember at the Cat House back in the day, The only fights were when fucking disco heads or fuckheads turned up trying to pick up our girls because of the chicks all look like Christina Applegate out of Married with Children. And they'd come up and sleaze on them or cause trouble. And the only fights that happened was them coming in and disrespecting, the women or us for having long hair and shit. It's like, you're in a fucking heavy metal nightclub, you dumb fuck. But luckily, the Maoris, those fucking security dudes, had kicked the fuck out of them pretty quick. I might do the Aussie one tomorrow then. Or actually, I'll have a look. We'll see what we can get on that one now. I'll do a little bit. Scotty, do you have webcam and shit? Bombay Rock. Aussie. No, I want YouTube. Where we go? Fuck, that's loud. What's the time? Maybe I'll do that now. We could do that tomorrow. You guys just type it in the chat. Interested in watching a doco? Have you ever seen Tribute? This fucking thing.
Andy was just there the whole time helping us put on our mix.
All right, this might be able to do it over the phone, Scotty. We can watch it together, and I'll get like I did last night. We'll watch a bit of this. So this doco, I was on when I was doing that TV show Rush, the police cop show, back when actually it was when we were recording the In Metal We Trust album. My co-star on it, Rob, fuck, I can't think of his last name. He's in the Forex commercials. He was telling me about this documentary, and Andrew Hogue, he ended up having to get it off him somehow. It took him a couple of years to get it to me. And then I lent it to someone and fucking lost it, but it's on YouTube now, thank fuck. It's called Tribute, and it's about cover bands or tribute bands. And it's accidentally fucking hilarious. How do I get this screen to fucking really pop up? I was doing it before. Now. Unintentionally hilarious.
This is my daytime job here. Scrap metal business. Been doing it for roughly 32 years. Funnest part of my job?
Scrap metal.
4 o'clock going home.
But at night, I have a whole other life. I play Peter Criss in a Kiss tribute band.
Okay, you guys, here we go. You hold right there now.
What he's going to do to make his guitar smoke is he's going to pull a switch on his guitar, and that's going to activate a couple of batteries, which will has like an igniter. Should smoke pretty good.
And that's the pose we're going to do.
Looks like a fat Kurt.
For the smoke.
Yeah. Yeah, spread those legs and lean back, and you got it. There you go, bud.
So it looks like Tommy Thayer.
And with tributes, like, you have to be dead on. You have to look like them.
The Monkeys.
Sound like them.
Bloodstone.
You have to become them.
Queen.
One mistake, one flaw, it will not work.
Here, just want to play.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, and the Ross the Boss, I was spewing because I was in I had shows, I think I was interstate. Both times. Every time I keep fucking missing him. And I want to fucking catch up because he obviously played on the on our last album, did the guitar solo, so I want to fucking thank him and shit in person. Get some shit signed.
Hooked up. Did you bend the wires to make them thick so they made contact with the electrode?
No, I didn't do that.
Aha!
Fucking screwdriver.
Yeah. Ready?
We could go.
Okay.
What's he gonna do with it? Oh, yes. You want to do it with a Japanese version of that guitar?
I think most of the tribute acts out there that I've seen, heard of, are a fucking joke. They're just a bunch of guys that
Of course, they got a Black Paul Stanley.
put on shoes and makeup. Don't pay any attention at all to the music, to the important details of whatever the true Kiss show is. They're just more interested in going, hey, look at me, I'm a white guy with fluffy hair. I'm Paul Stanley.
Hold it. Okay, cool.
I'd like to basically recreate
Jane
his
looks real.
show as close as possible. I mean, right down to the costumes.
Anyone? Typo negative? Black number
The sound of it, the energy. I mean, I think Kiss probably was the greatest band there ever was and ever will be.
Over to your left again, guys. My name's Val Popovic. I play lead guitar bass in a Kiss tribute band, Larger Than Life.
And I'm this guy right down here. My name's Jimmy Noel. I play the Peter Criss in Larger Than Life. Right there, look at that.
Crazy about a nightlife.
I played in a band.
That'd be sick, Scotty.
We went on to record a demo and we got picked up by an independent label.
He looks like, do you remember Dave King? If he blew an AIDS patient.
So then they fired me. So I went through
thanks, but no
downward spiral, and I just stopped playing rock for a while.
Before the Kiss tribute band started, we were in a band called Big Money, and it was
You go from metal to this.
like 8 or 10 months of waste.
Nice. Look at this guy.
And then one day I came home and I opened up the Valley Music News, and there was this ad in there for it said
what what does he look like now? Does he look like this dude?
Kiss tribute band wants to unleash its massive stage show on the West Coast. And then Andy goes, what'd you think about shaving the goatee off? And I'm all, well, yeah, you know, art comes off. And then I was in the band.
Not much of an artist.
Me and Jimmy are actually new at doing this.
Yeah, this is like my third time. I can't even draw stick people right. You know, that's pretty bad.
I get one side close, and then I go to quality control, Andy, and see if he thinks it's okay.
He just looks so fucking dumb.
QT.
He looks like he should be dressing up as a clown.
Not too far out.
What?
So narrow this one. Come down lower. Okay.
Go this way more. Oh. Just go up higher. But yeah, just a little more. I can do that. You know what? I think the bottom just went out more.
Andy was just there the whole time.
Married with
Helped us
children.
put on our makeup, everything. You know, the very first time we put on our makeup together, Andy was there.
Look at the Gene Simmons dude. He's got this psychotic look in his eye the whole time. Doesn't smile.
Takes a lot of time, but it's worth it. Once we start getting the hang of it, we're better.
Andy can do it in a half an hour.
Yeah, I can do it like 25 minutes. My record is 15.
He's medicated.
15 minutes? You know, we were going to be late for the show. Oh, wow.
Good. One more, a little closer.
He looks like
Andy was
Gene.
born to do this role, you know, and he really grasped the character of Gene. He becomes the character.
Jimmy,
Peter looks good.
Gene, you're gonna.
Paul.
Andy. But becoming that character, that's what I wanted to strive to do. I wanted to be like Ace, more like how Andy was with Gene.
A cock piece.
Get back just a little bit.
Money. We don't have it. We need some.
Probably making the $5,000 night gigs.
His voice is like that cliche. Hi, I'm a white man. When a black guy does a white, Eddie Murphy does the white man, or Dave Chappelle.
Or startup cash.
Yeah.
As long as you got some startup cash, you can do anything.
That's why we're doing the photo shoot right now, and then shop it to clubs and agencies and see who bites.
I think as soon as we get this promo pack done and set up the way we want it to be, the floodgates will open.
The first gig was insane.
The club was packed, 600 people.
So they treated you like you were kids.
Yeah, it was
And
like
that was a trip. That's what I miss from bands like being Big Money, or I lost that
Titties! Sorry, got to point them out.
that inner feeling when people like what you do. I mean, you walk out there and you are like larger than life. You do something silly like an ace gesture, like a thumbs up, and they just go, yeah. And that's what was so neat about being kids. Everyone was just like, man, we got to do another show. We got to do another show.
Well, it's you have to look at what it's about, because when you're doing a tribute band, you basically have to become somebody else. So you kind of lose, you have to keep it together and not lose touch with yourself, kind of deal. And there's a lot of, I've seen I pretty much know of every member in every tribute, and I kind of have an idea what they're like. And I know some of the other Genes out there that they have trouble, discerning between themselves and the character they're playing, and they tend to turn into pretty much an asshole. And I'm not going to name names, but
I think he's talking about himself.
That's probably one of the hardest parts. But what was the question?
So I've seen people do, because of the industry I've been in my whole life, people get asked a question, they're like, it's my time to talk about myself, and subtly he's bragging about himself, and then he's forgotten the fucking question because he was too busy bragging, all these other ones are bad, but I'm fucking awesome. You're in a fucking tribute bands, Jesus Christ. All cover bands. That's why what used to shit me, like, say, Scotty, there'd be an arrogance, and it's like, you don't even fucking write your music. Pull your head in. Albany, New York. That's where Eric Adams is from. I'd love to see him in Big Brother.
I used to fantasize about just being on a stage and having a ton of people flipping out over me and my band. But in a strange little sort of way, I always dreamed about having like the Jeff Richards thing.
Exactly.
Not that my name was anything that would have been a great band name, but in general, just a band where I kind of took the spotlight.
I love to make a living playing guitar. I'm not talking about big record deals and all that stuff. But it's a lot more fun than doing this, without a doubt, you know?
He doesn't shake as much as Glenn.
When I was young, probably my first performance in front of a large audience was in high school. There was a high school variety show, and the blistering loud rush of energy that I got from it, that made me actually say, this is something I'm going to be doing for a long time. And I guess it might have been the start of an addiction.
There'd be like an introduction for that, and then we can go like 3 songs. There's not going to be any bullshit. It's going to be introductions, and that's it. You know what I mean? It's not going to be, you know, whose birthday is it tonight and all this shit, because I'm not going to do that anymore. When Priest played at the Pepsi Arena, Alfred didn't have to say, hey, it's Jody's birthday over here. She's 20.
What a fucking you're a tribute band, fuckface. You're right. Normal bands don't have half the fucking egos the tribute bands do and shit. Yeah, especially the ones like back like 2120 and all, like those type of ones that were doing normal shit songs in a fucking pub. They get paid a hell of a lot better than us, and they'd be pulling hotter chicks, and they'd have a fucking ego on them. But it's like, that's what I love here. You'll just see the ego on these people.
5 years old now.
And the other thing, I'm stopping and pausing and stuff so I don't get copyright strikes, because this is a commentary, satire, comedy, and it's newsworthy. Fair use.
The band is probably about as close as you can get to Judas Priest on a low budget. And some people come to our show and they really think that I'm Rob Halford. Mark Luther.
Who's that? You think I come from Vermont or something like that?
No, he lives in the
Oh, fuck yeah. You look like Rob Halford, buddy.
He's like disgruntled mailman.
I've been working in Mechanicville for 6 years. My co-workers like to refer to me as heavy metal mailman, which is fine with me.
You should have a fucking ghetto blaster.
He's a heavy metal mailman. This guy has like seen Priest on the British Steel tour. He's seen all kinds of tours.
Yeah, but he sees us every time I play. He's one of the moshers.
I like to consider myself a metalhead.
That's cool.
38-year-old metalhead. Hi, Colleen.
Only a good bit. You can get that on tape.
He would suck him if he got to meet him, though.
I don't carry this for show. If it wasn't for tribute bands, we'd be forgetting. Well, I wouldn't forget, but there'd be a lot of people who forget about, heavy metal. In particular, if it wasn't for bands like Bloodstone, that brings back the the faith in the old metal.
I guess when this was filmed, you remember that period when no one was touring? Like, if bands had... Priest was still touring, but they had Ripper at that time. But you get LA Guns and all them coming over here now, but you remember there was fucking 15 years when no one come to this country. Ever. Actually, Mortal Sin, whereabouts are you, bro? I forgot to ask. Just up for references.
This is pretty much it every day. Pretty much the same thing. This building's almost done. Move off and start another one another week. Right from the ground up. Most of the time, I just don't want to get up and get here anymore. That's the only problem. Not my life's ambition, I'll tell you that. Because, I'm 30 years old, and I'm doing construction work. I probably, if I wasn't in a band, I probably would have been married by now, with some kids, because I definitely want to be married with kids sooner or later.
All right, here's the deal.
Okay.
The lady, Janae Maxwell.
Yeah.
AAA Entertainment, the lady I've been trying to get us booking with. Well, she calls me.
Ghislaine Maxwell. Isn't that Jeffrey Epstein's missus? Yeah, now it is over flooded the touring. Oh, you're in Melbourne, wicked. Oh, Skull Crusher, sick.
I mean, I'm 30 years old and I'm doing construction work.
Welcome,
I
bro.
probably, if I wasn't in a band, I probably would have been married by now, you know, with some kids, because I definitely want to be married with kids sooner or later.
Sorry, this lady's name here.
All right, here's the deal.
Okay.
The late Janae Maxwell.
Yeah.
That's the lady her name.
Yeah, that's Jeffrey Epstein's girlfriend. The fucking FBI are looking for her.
The lady I've been trying to get us booking with. Well, she calls me. She calls me. Says, Jeff, I have some bad news for you. She goes, yeah, you know how your Club 155 show was next week? I said, yeah. She goes, we had to cancel it. I go, why? Because you're back-to-back 2 shows.
You can do it yourself? Yeah, you got chocolate all over you.
So anyway, this it'll be nice to get a Metro. We'll get a Metroland tonight. We'll see that our name is in to play 2 gigs when we're only booked for 1. It changes.
Yeah, he doesn't look too impressed with these kids.
When you get married, you don't realize you don't have as much time, and if you have kids like I do, it takes time away from it. I'd be happier with.
$100 that those kids are the fucking mailmans.
I'd be happier without a booking agent. Oh man.
He doesn't give a fuck. It's about him.
Yeah.
I'm glad I'm a happy-go-lucky guy.
He's beaten down.
The idea that my job would be to just make music and entertain, it's so appealing. I just haven't figured out how to. It's sometimes frustrating because I haven't figured out what it takes to do that, what it takes to get to that point.
Right
this way,
your own
tire
shit.
This is where I inspect them and put them out for sale. Anything good comes in here, anything bad out the door. These have all been looked over and hopefully provide customers with a low budget tire. We also sell new tires that are available for people if they need them. In here is where I do repair work. Basically anything that I got that comes in that's in need of a repair, perhaps a plug or nail, which I found inside of this tire, can quickly be repaired.
Interesting.
Using the latest technology and modern science. And to do that, all I have to do is open it. I've got ample room to work on it. This is a little stubborn. This is a primary example of me having to do what I really don't want to do. It's like I lived my life, most of my life, just doing things for the sake of what can Rich get out of it. This is something that I can't stand by.
That would have been funny.
A friend of mine who's into Buddhism actually told me that when you do stuff that you don't want to do, just do it. Just don't think about anything else but what you're doing. And that sometimes helps me get through my days of.
I think they will, Shane.
You know, lights out and rock.
I saw this years ago, but
I deliver the mail. I put it in the letterbox.
Greatest aspiration was to be a Major League Baseball player, but those dreams fell.
if anything, this is an advert for how not to live your life.
Sure. How many people do you know are doing what they actually like? How many did I know?
So he needs a ghetto blaster. Just blast Priest. California. All right. Just tipping. I got a tip here. This dude must be single. Whoever owns all this shit.
When I started doing tribute bands and booking tribute bands, I started an office in this third room of the house I have here. And if you look around, you can see a lot of the
That's my old guitarist,
that I've acquired
Danny
over the
Lopez.
years of doing tribute bands. Celebrities I've met.
Funny thing, my old guitarist Danny Lopez is in the Kiss tribute band here in Melbourne as Ace Frehley.
And in some cases, the people I'm impersonating, which has always been kind of cool. To meet my counterpart, Davy Jones, and him being supportive of it, and he was very supportive of it, was always a thrill for me. There's me up here getting drunk with Harry Nielsen.
Yeah, that's heavy metal.
Everly Brothers was a big thrill for me. Over here is one of my favorite pictures, I'm a bit pasty there, so before my makeup, with George Harrison's sister in the George Harrison costume. She's a big fan of the group, Backbeat, my Beatles group.
I love the eyebrows.
Featuring myself and Ringo, because I'm happy just to dance.
Oh, he even does the voice.
I found when putting my Beatles tribute band together, I really wanted people that looked and sounded and acted like the Beatles they played. So that was also my idea behind doing a Monkees group. We had the exuberance and the comedy and the music as well.
Missing Links performed in late 1990.
Pedophile alert! Pedophile alert!
As a result of myself and another member, Danny Lopez, dreaming up the idea of doing a Monkees tribute band. This is Danny Lopez, who played Davy Jones. And this is me, Chuck Harder, who played Mike Nesmith.
Hang on.
There's me up here getting drunk with Harry Nielsen. The Four Tops, the Everly Brothers was a big thrill for me. Over here is one of my favorite pictures. I'm a bit pasty there, so before my makeup.
Sorry.
Missing Links were formed in late 1994 as a result of myself and another member, Danny Lopez, dreaming up the idea of doing a Monkees tribute band. This is Danny Lopez.
He's my favorite.
Davy Jones.
He's goofy.
And this is me, Chuck Harder, who played Mike Nesmith. When we first got together, Dan and I, my God, we would be talking on the phone about, getting adjoining farms in Nebraska in 2 years. And, it's just...
The delusion. Yeah, we're going to go out on tour. We're going to play other people's fucking music. And we're going to go buy some fucking farms. You fucking dickheads.
All the way.
People, and I especially suspect this is going to be true in the millennium, want to laugh. These are dark times. And I
wait till you get to 2020, fuckhead.
think the thing that's going to really pull them out of those dark times is laughter.
Our appearance on the Tonight Show, the Jay Leno Show, was probably our biggest exposure, you could say.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a special section of our audience we call...
Hey, how you doing? I'm Jay Leno.
For me, the most sorrowful...
That was their performance?
thing about the conflicts between the members of the Missing Links was the fact that I feel, in retrospect, that almost everything could have been worked out.
Hi, Susie. This is Kim. We have a problem with Palladino's for New Year's. He's trying to get out of the contract because the Monkey Show got canceled, which we explained to him was an act of God.
Dragon Lady.
3 bands for the price of 1, and he's still bitching about it.
It's because she's Asian.
This is a 911 call. Because of some personality quirks, Chuck Harder and TJ are no longer members of the Missing Links.
We, like real life, had a lot of problems, like the Real Monkees did.
Just and if the slightest thing or somebody said something, well, look, you're a little off.
The Monkees were a TV show. They weren't a real fucking band.
Somebody, what do you mean? Fuck you, man. I played longer than you. And after a while, we didn't even rehearse anymore. Dan's the real reason the Missing Links went down.
I used to be in the Monkees.
Yeah,
and I graduated to the Beatles.
Because he was in the Beatle group at the same time. And he would book our gigs, and eventually he would book our gigs, cancel our gigs, and put his Beatle group in. Now, that's not cool.
It's great. I mean,
You're not cool.
We've played all over the world. We've been to Tokyo, and Europe, South America, and here in all of the States.
Because Dan was my best friend, and I no longer talk to him because he knew what it meant to me, and he lied, and he screwed the group, and then when the final straw was missing the 4 gigs in 1 month, I said, "Fuck this! I'm going to hit it. I'm going to break the guitar over his head on stage." And I finally just said, "I can't do this anymore. I have to quit." Basically, my own group, or the group that Dan and I formed.
And so I, as the group leader and as the person who put it together, had
Hear the ego? You know, me as the group leader.
determine who could be worked with and who couldn't be worked with. And I eventually got to a point where I had to tell some people that they weren't going to be able to be working on the project.
Both individuals are such strong personalities that they would rather self-destruct than see the other one succeed.
She could have at least put on a fucking accent. I am the dragon lady. You do what I say.
I didn't pick a guitar up for at least a year and a half. A lot of tears, a lot of meditating.
I made my own behind the music doco.
I think that he does still have rock and roll dreams that have not been realized. And I think that until he actually reaches that, he's not going to be really happy.
I got bad news for you. This is
My name is Mark, and I am called Superfan amongst my fellow Queen fans.
Oh, I remember this story.
I'm called Superfan because consistently I listen to more Queen songs, more Queen albums, I think, than anybody in the country. Here's the old vinyl collection. What I kind of do, this is a little sacred spot. Sometimes I have incense, other times I'll have candles. This is my little shrine for Queen. We also have a Freddie Mercury clock, and I'm proud to say I flew all the way to Italy for that clock. For that very reason, I'm very proud of my little Queen shrine. Not everybody understands it. The reason for Queen being so important in my life is that they symbolize so much confidence and so much force. I latched on to Queen when I was a young kid, 12 years old, right as I was heading into my teenage years. A time when I wasn't the happiest of guys, living up in a small town far away from the city. It basically had everything that I wanted.
Exactly.
But
the grouse thing about this doc is it's fucking real. Like they're not acting. Whereas Bad News and Spinal Tap they're fucking hilarious, but it's fucking scripted. These guys have. That's why I remember this just being the funniest thing, because it's not scripted.
but wasn't able to achieve. Their last American tour was in 1982, and I chose not to go to Queen in 1982 for the Hot Space Tour. So to this day, I regret that decision. I've seen Elton John on 6 world tours.
I even got AIDS to make up for it.
I've seen Queen on 0 world tours. I have to live vicariously through Queen videos.
And gay saunas.
And at this point in time, a Queen tribute band called Sheer Heart Attack.
I thought these days were over.
They had awesome
Jeffrey
musos.
I played drums in Queen tribute band Sheer Heart Attack. I started the tribute band out of
That's not that's not Ace Frehley, but shaved his goatee.
well, I just like Queen so much.
Well, Sheer Heart Attack fans are great because they're just like the 5 of us in the band. We're all just
He's got fucking poodle hair.
Queen fans, and it's almost, I don't want to say a cult because there's nothing evil or nasty about it. We don't think a UFO is going to come with God and Freddie Mercury in it. But
my whole approach with Sheer Heart Attack, with Queen,
Enrique,
Freddie, that whole thing. Looking in the mirror, it's like, look, you look nothing like Freddie Mercury unless you go ahead and go get some plastic surgery done and get some false teeth.
Blow an AIDS
really
patient.
want to do that. Like the man's gone. There's never going to be anybody like him. And like I said, we're just a bunch of Queen fans, Queen fanatics, Queen nerds, just having a ball. Come along. Let's have a good time. Join the party. Let's sing along. Well, there's always a ritual for a big Queen fan like me. I'm a super fan, and the band knows me as super fan. And usually the day of the show, nerves set in, and it's very strange. Being in the audience, there's no reason for that. I think the nerves set in because I realize I'm going to see Queen. I've got a lot of shirts to choose from. They're all Queen, of course, or Brian May related. I got a Hot Space. Got an important Freddie Mercury shirt, very rare, actually out of print. Sheer Heart Attack.
Bad news. Freddie Mercury's out of print.
Support these guys till the end of the earth. Seen 50 plus shows.
Super.
This will be the shirt that's upon me tonight. Concert buddy, how are you?
Upon me.
I am. I'm definitely alive. I'm ready to go, and I'm expecting to see you with several other people here at my apartment by 5:30 today. And we want to get out in a timely basis. You know how agitated and overexcited I get on Sheer Heart Attack.
You imagine his sex life is, yes, I'm about to insert my penis into your vaginal region. I'm going to thrust approximately 37 times, maybe 38, and then I'll ejaculate inside your vaginal region. And possibly 9 months' time, a baby may fall out of your vaginal region. And then we'll care for the child. And yeah.
Brian May days, and this is one of them. Yeah, I mean, I'm doing great. I haven't eaten anything as customary on show days. Nerves are kicking in. Restless sleep last night. See you in a couple hours. Bye-bye.
It's customary.
Queen fans really appreciate is the attention to detail. But I'm afraid they're going to have to forgive me this time around. Packing, I forgot to pack the ballet shoes. Like I say, I'm sure they'll be okay.
The
All
Freddie,
right,
the
ready.
child Freddie.
The line. Oh, there's Catherine.
This guy's like, I was straight until I took this role.
7. There you are, sir. Enjoy the show. At this point, I'm just experiencing anxiety, a lot of anticipation and excitement. As the biggest fan in Los Angeles, I feel completely personally responsible that the show is a sellout. Everybody has a great time, and the band wants to come back next week.
Fuck it up. That's cool, Al. I wish I had a fucking fans. Well, we had really cool fans, but one that dedicated made sure every show was sold out. That'd be fucking sick.
Oh my goodness.
It's like a fruity chessboard. I got a piece.
Once the show hits, once they hit that first song, once I can start seeing from the audience, once I've got bodies pressed up against me that are all Queen fans and they're all friendly bodies, I feel good. I feel relaxed. I feel in my element. Enrique has blessed, in my opinion, Sheer Heart Attack, and without his vocals, I think the band would not be as successful. When he performs with Sheer Heart Attack, I really don't see much of a difference between the band Queen and the band Sheer Heart Attack.
You don't? I don't see a moustache. Yeah, he is a fruity chessboard.
Woo! We are sharing hands after 122 Queen, in case you haven't noticed. Too much German food. Can't get my pants. And
I got a bad joke there.
well, we're not quite ready yet at the moment. How'd you guys like that Queen video? Wasn't that cool?
Yeah, what you're seeing here is when someone doesn't know how to talk to an audience. So, this is what I was like in Germany. I kept throwing jokes at them, and they're just staring at me. They didn't know what the fuck was coming out of my mouth. I didn't know I talked fast.
Oh.
And it was, after the gig, we're doing photos and shit, and a couple of fans come over. They're like, you know, when you were talking on stage, we not know any words that come out of your face.
Jeffrey? We're just about ready to go here.
Do a solo. Come out as a fruity banana.
Some of my best images of Queen are the massive stadium and concert tours, and I think that just fires me up. It's part of the chemistry that all Queen fans share, whether you live in Bosnia, whether you live in Scotland or England or the United States. We're all in it together, regardless of politics. It's always been about the music. It always will be about the music.
Somebody
How's that?
Listen. To draw. Love.
Yeah, he can sing. He hasn't got a special voice or anything. He knows how to sing, but there's nothing amazing.
It was like a communal experience. You know, some people go to church for that. They feel great about God or something. And I go to feel great about the music at the clubs.
I had auditioned for the German production of Cats.
Of course you did.
The day after Christmas, there's a message from Cats Hamburg saying they want to offer me a contract. I think I called up Jeffrey first. I called him up over the phone. I said, well, this is the deal.
You know, this is great. I'm glad for you. I know we're not going to be able to replace you. We'll try it. And how long is the run for? And he said, it's indefinite at this point. And, you know, then I started getting a little concerned.
Of course, their response was, no, you can't go. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink, you know. Well, of course, you got to do whatever you got to do, but we don't want you to go.
And tears were streaming down my face. I'm going, you big pansy. And I just couldn't help it. I was like, this is it. This is over.
And I also told him, look, I'm going to be away for at least a year, maybe longer. You may want to start looking for somebody else.
For Sheer Heart Attack, the future Sheer Heart Attack is.
And then they cut to the next scene, and the group is just hanging from his fucking cupboard.
Very uncertain.
Or he's in the bath just sobbing.
Being the biggest Sheer Heart Attack fan, it's difficult to imagine that they're not even able to get a show necessarily once a year. And it really all ties to the fact of the lead singer. Enrique's in Germany doing fantastic things. The only problem with that is there's a city called Los Angeles with myself and 500 other people that rely on this band. Sheer Heart Attack is so vital. No matter how bad my life or how bad the weeks were, I knew I had a Sheer Heart Attack show to go to and to attend. And it was the greatest thing in the world. You take that element away where you have one show a year, and you take away a part of somebody's life. Friends don't get together as much. You communicate rarely through the telephone. Some people are communicating through computers, but you don't have that communal experience to go to. You can't feel happy. You can't get happy just right away. Let's go. Come on. Let's go.
Don't make me angry.
Jesus. Sorry, I'm half Italian there.
I was about to say you'll start apologizing for getting violent.
Emotion in me kicks in. I just drive too much in the city. I would just tell Enrique that now that you have your European theater work on paper, that should give him more leverage to be able to do things on Broadway here in the United States. And I would encourage him to really, really, really pursue those interests here in the United States. Even if he were on tour with a production, he could still fly at some point to Los Angeles for a show. We wouldn't be going 8 or 9 months for that. We got to get him a girlfriend out here. Give him a reason to come back to Los Angeles.
Well, I've got some news for you, buddy.
It's gonna be the only way. Some woman will have to work her way into his heart.
No, it's not a vagina. It's a glory hole. Just use it. Get him a girlfriend.
Sheer Heart Attack is starting to give me an ulcer. They are in the process of trying to find another singer, somebody that's not going to move to Germany forever and ever.
They're giving him an ulcer.
Well, tonight's Sheer Heart Attack is getting together to work with a new singer.
He contacted us probably at the worst possible time, which is right the same week that Victor moved to Florida. Looks like we probably will be in the market for a bass player as well, because Doug's gotten very busy with his original band, and he told me just a couple of days ago that doesn't look like he'll be able to do this thing full time.
You know, we started feeding back. You know what? Watch out for no slack. We're hoping that Scott sings like Freddie Mercury, but
because he doesn't fucking look like him.
We're hoping he has the emotion that Enrique had, because we're satisfying that hole, that need, that void of Queen that they don't get. But to do what we're doing, there's nobody doing it. So, and these people were just so diehard of fans.
It's got nice tits. You can hold it, no?
What we're doing.
It's a bit hard to tell in a rehearsal.
Yeah, the keyboard player, bass player,
And
how does it feel? It felt good to me. Yeah.
we'll be in touch with you.
Don't call us. We'll call you.
Take care, buddy. See you later.
All right, man. Nice to meet you, buddy. I'll see you later. Bye.
So, pal.
Here comes. Every band has this conversation when they're auditioning someone. Yeah, we'll catch you later. We're all driving away. And then they pull around the corner and have a little meeting.
Well, the guy, he shakes when he sings. This is okay. I understand that, but he's doing a lot.
Tipton?
There's a bit of posturing, and he's a big boy.
Yeah.
I mean, I got a stomach, but I'm sitting down in the back. I'm afraid. I don't know about seeing this boy in a tutu. So, I mean, I don't know. I
don't think he'll have as much finesse on stage as Enrique.
Yeah, like I said, I was afraid we were going to compare him with Enrique.
Well, we have to, yeah.
I have to.
I was hoping he'd be just like a lot better singer, so at least
Yeah, he wasn't as powerful as I thought he was going to be.
I don't know.
You're fucking playing loud in a rehearsal room. It's hard to sing
I
over.
would call him right away. Let him call you.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to say anything bad to him. Yeah, dude.
He does have potential, but I don't want somebody with potential. Do you? I want somebody who's got it now. I mean, hell, 40 years
Yeah,
old.
because potential. Yeah, potential means we're like rehearsing weekly and like trying to put it together.
Right, that's not what this band's about.
Rehearsals.
Most songs we rehearse from the shows.
All right, I'm going.
Okay.
I go home.
See you. As always.
What's that handshake?
I think that there's a 50%
Fabulous.
chance we may not see Sheer Heart Attack again. I feel that if you have a singer that is not in this country and is not coming to the United States at least once a year to maintain a show, you lose people, you lose other interested parties, and inevitably you break up a band.
Here we go. He fucking looks like Gene this time.
Oh yeah. You look great.
Our world ended when Andy. I was just like, I got a phone call from Jay saying there's like fire engines in front of Andy's house.
My wife had to go to work that night. We lived across the street from Andy. She calls me over at the babysitter's house and goes, "Oh my God, it's chaos out here." I'm like, "What? You know, grassy knoll? What? What's going on?" She says, "The fire department's here. Ambulance is here. Patchy's house is on fire. He jumped through the window. You know, he's all
Alan Hamer.
cut up. He's all jacked up." I'm like, "What?"
Then he found out what was going on, and I was just like, this can't happen, you know?
What I found out when I got there, they were telling me, "We think he might have fell asleep while smoking, this and this and that." And there was a cop inside the building. And he leaned out and said, "No, these fires were set deliberately." And I said, "Are you sure?" He goes, "Man, there was a fire lit in every one of these rooms."
And
I think he's been playing some Judas Priest backwards.
the ambulance took Andy away. I'm like, oh my God, you know, is he dead? That's the first thing that goes through your mind. Is he dead? Then, you find out he's not dead. And then you think, okay, well, what happened?
And then later on, we found out that Patchy was hearing things.
Said all kinds of stuff, like he thinks the Kiss is evil now. It's just upset.
He says, "I don't even listen to Kiss anymore. I don't even like Kiss anymore."
And to hear that from Patchy, here's a guy who lived across the street from me.
How can you say that?
Totally Gene Simmons on stage. But now, cuckoo.
And then you hear the stories from the grandfather thinks this, and Andy became too much the Gene character.
So everything he was saying about all the other Gene Simmons, like I said, he was talking about himself.
He took over his life.
Some guys who I've met start to believe that they're the character or whatever. And Andy was one of those guys. He did that in Fantasyland, and I think he got sucked up by his ego. He gets sucked in all that crap, and everybody tells him he looks like Gene Simmons and everything. He really started to believe it, but then you got to come back down to reality when he goes home. And I may be Gene Simmons, but in his mind, but his old lady's going to take out the fucking garbage.
He's moved on to Nickelback.
Hard because you start to feel in a way torn, between you have to feel for Andy what he's going through, but then at the same time you're totally hurt, devastated. I can't explain how I felt. I was just like, you have the whole world in your hands. You think that
No, you didn't. You're in a fucking Kiss tribute band. One out of how many thousands on Earth?
Smooth sailing ahead, and then boom. I don't know how to say it. It's like it'll be totally weird being without Andy there.
Yeah.
But the show must
it is
go on.
to audition for larger than life, but many things are larger than life.
Yeah, we do. God.
How far are you from Arrow?
What's up, Hollywood?
I'm gonna try to find someone to let this dream of mine not end. If this guy works out, hopefully, Andy will let us use his costume. If Andy would ever come back, I mean, to me, the door would always be open, you know, for him.
Happy birthday, Alyssa! I hope you are groovy. We're getting our tribute on. Alfie. You know you're in trouble when a black man looks at you like that. You're welcome, Fiona.
Yeah, but see, it's been 4 years for me, so I gotta warm up to you.
Just play as a bass player. Just play. That's what we want to do. Really listen. No, I mean you don't got to jump around and everything else.
I know.
You're scaring me, brother. You're scaring me.
I do, because we're gonna have a show in a month and a half.
Sure, but I'm listening to you musically. Is what we're trying to hear each other musically. So that's what I'm saying. We're gonna do all that stuff like that.
Yeah, but don't you just ignore me then?
No, I wouldn't. Jake, I know you can throw down. Jake, yeah, don't worry about it, man. I know you can throw down. What I'm saying is just musically, we're trying to hear each other.
But the laying myself isn't the problem. It's remember the nuances.
Well, none of us have played together a lot either.
Yeah, that's
musically,
4 years. That's 1,200 days.
I understand. Just musically, let's just play music.
Oh, musicians. God, this makes me miss it. Fucking hell. Computer malfunctioned and had to restart. Sorry about that. I thought I fucking broke. It's not even my computer. I'll just set up the tab again. We're halfway through, more than halfway through. All right. So we're all back to normal. Give us a thumbs up or a yeah. Anyone? Scotty? Let me know we're back to normal. Share screen. Here we go. All right. Back. Hopefully that's back in an hour back. Get it? Yeah. You there, Scotty? Shane? We got one in. Fiona? Back to normal. Groovy. It's you get through this. It's actually cool because hopefully the stream, well, it's picking up from the time we left, but hopefully it's split the stream in half. So two of them will upload. All right. Sorry about that. Let's get into it.
No, just musically, we're trying to. But the playing myself isn't the problem. It's remember the nuances. Well, none of us have played together long either. Yeah, that's musically.
Where the fuck?
Days.
I understand. Just musically, let's just play music. Don't worry too much about it. Jimmy?
It's a fucking. Now Mick Mars walks in and says, "Get the fuck out! I got the job."
Let's take a break. Let's take a short break. Wasn't short recess.
Yeah, just for a second.
I care less about jumping around and all that shit. But you got there's time and place to be a musician, and he ain't being one. Because there ain't no man maybe to it singing like that. Not much Gerald.
Like when we rehearsed with Andy, everything was structured.
I already tell with most cats, you got to listen to yourself. You know, musically, that's what separation's about. You got to listen to them drums, or listen to that guitar, or listen to that other guitar, or listen to that bass. This guy's not listening to himself at all. He's definitely not following Jimmy because I was listening to his bass lines, and he's following himself. He was singing his notes all off key. The vocals were just terrible. He's up there and all this bullshit. He ain't got his shit together. Man, he sucks.
I know, it's just a letdown. This is hard.
What's that?
I don't know, just telling people, you know, they don't, it's not working.
That they're fucking retarded.
It's not, you know.
No wonder we're standing here doing this crap. We've been pussies all our lives, man.
Well, no, I'm not saying that. I'm
Just
just
a
like
little
that.
harder, we might be where we were really want to be. You know, I'm ready to put the pedal to the metal, either get this thing going, or you know,
We're gonna make it.
move on. That sucked. That guy sucked.
No, let's just call it.
Okay. You're a cracker.
A year ago, if you'd have told me that a year later I would be looking like this, growing my sideburns back and heading over for this very thing, I would have said, "You crazy honky, no way." But funny how life turns around. We are going over to the apartment of Ches Monroe. Ches Monroe being the, I guess, the Davy character, although we're not specifically going to imitate the monkeys, but he will be the cute one with the haircut.
Chuck goes, well, let's do a 60s group. You know, let's just cover 60s songs.
Fuck, what was that band? Texas Rose.
I was like, well, yeah, that sounds great. I love 60s music. That sounds great. Chuck started saying, well, let's do this monkey song here. I said, okay. Before I know it, he's adding more monkey songs. And I think his agenda was to put back the missing links together with me and Mark.
I'm very optimistic. I think both guys are good people. They're talented and into this, and they want to, play some good music and entertain people and do this tribute band thing for all the right reasons.
He comes in one day with the monkey shirts, He's like, okay, we're going to wear these. And I was kind of like, what is happening here? And all of a sudden, I'm Davy Jones, and I'm like, I don't even want to be Davy Jones. I like Davy Jones, but,
No one likes Davy Jones in my life, and I want to stay away from the negativity. So, Danny, good luck. Goodbye. I don't acknowledge you. And here we are at Ches's.
Well. Hey, come on, Mickey, get with it.
Well.
No, that was separate. They were basically the same fucking bands, though. They were all bankers, and they all wore wigs and would hang out at strip clubs because they thought that's what rock stars did. And they were cunts. Back then, when we started, like, it was that typical shit, like you'd put a poster on a fucking pole and they'd come along and rip your poster off and stick their poster on the pole. And then you put yours on a fucking car windscreen and they'd come along and take it off and then put theirs there. They were tryhards. They worked in banks and wore wigs and makeup and hired hookers to fucking pretend that they were groupies so they looked like a real rock band. They were fucking idiots.
Well, tonight what we're doing is I'm getting together with the other vocalists in the Missing Links. Tonight's just one of our first, actually will only be our second time rehearsing.
But Ches and David, by the way, have never met. And I think they're going to hit it off real good.
David has just arrived. And
it just oozes horrible. Nice skinny. You're like a fucking sperm.
Come on, bro.
We let it slip by our hands before, and it was personality differences. But this time, we're coming out wiser. Kind of like when you're a kid and
it's fucking George Costanza.
mess up and you get a second chance at something. We feel this is our second chance. Yeah. And so, and it is the only one of its kind.
He looks like Davey Boy.
In America. For me, it's a happy feeling to play with a couple of guys who can play and don't have their heads up their collective asses like some of my ex-Missing Links buddy.
Now we have a direction, whereas before, nobody was listening to anybody. They would all talk back to Jimmy. They would all talk back to me. It was fighting. It was discord. Yeah.
Oh, there was four in the band.
You know who you are.
This cunt.
The attitude of most of the Missing Links was, oh, let's dress up like them. And that's it. We'll crack a few jokes, and there's Peter and Mike and Davey and Mickey, and we've done our job and pay us the money. Singing accountants, which I will get into much more later.
You look like what? These musicians. If anyone's wondered what it's like to be in a band, this is what it's like to be in a fucking band.
Okay, everybody hit a G. 1, 2, 3.
G.
You can come down a little. Yeah, just so it's barely there. Maybe a little more up for you.
Okay.
This is the first ever rehearsal of Head.
Take the last train to Clontarf and I'll meet you at the station. You can be my boy because I And I don't
I just pictured, what the fuck would their groupies look like? Oh fuck! They rock up to a gig and he's like, "Oh guys, I can't perform tonight. I'm not allowed 500 meters near this fucking school hall."
But the main thing, this deal is a vocal band.
Right.
And one of my big lessons has been to try to like play beneath these tracks. And it's not easy to do. Like the first thing you want to do is like, as soon as it gets a little tense, just like, let's go.
Yeah.
But I think we're in good shape with this.
Hey, Jerry.
From the top. Let's try that one more time. That feels pretty good. That sounds good. We'll talk a little more about the keys, maybe layout of the first third, and then come in with all that. You're going over them, and I'm
Hey,
going
Jack.
over. Yeah, but I shouldn't even be spoiled by the record. I should fuck the record. Okay. But I think if people come and see us and have a
Watching a documentary about tribute bands, Jack. It's called Tribute. Here we go. It's up there. Funniest doco in history.
great time, and oh, they're funny, and this and that and the other, and then maybe they go see the other one and they go, they've got the shirts. I mean, who would you want to? Would you want to see a group you really entertained you, or some group that got the shirts or whatever?
Well, it looks like pedophiles.
Would be the difference between a rusty Volkswagen that barely runs and a solid gold Cadillac. Solid gold, easy actions, right? So not at all. Let them form it. Let them form an all-black Monkeys group. That plays polka versions.
That's a bit racist, isn't it? All Black Monkeys group.
I mean, I'll go see it. I won't pay, but no competition at all.
We actually had 1 or 2 rehearsals after that, and then it just broke up. That was that. Who cares? Big deal. You're fucking missing links. Big deal. It's broken up. Go on. Who cares? It's just it's not that big of a deal. There's more important things in life to worry about than that shit.
Beautiful.
There you have it.
You guys are the next big thing.
I thought I had a pretty fun, amazing, or what I tried to have others believe, was a fun, fulfilled life of carefree partying and rock and roll and chasing women and just going where the action was. And there came a point where I had gotten so out of control with just living carefree. I lost a job out of the deal. Eventually got drunk as a skunk and wrecked a friend's car, another thing that I wasn't really concerned with at the time. Wrapped it around a tree and was hospitalized. And it resulted in a drunk driving charge, which I was facing jail time.
And then we recorded Theater of Pain.
And then not long after that, my brother, who I was living with at the time, decided that he had had enough of life, so he swallowed some poison. So
Brett Michaels come.
So at that point, I had no brother, no house, no car, lost my license. I was facing jail. I didn't really have anywhere to go. So life was not good
But then I got to work in a tire place.
I'd gone to sleep at nights praying that I wouldn't wake up so I wouldn't have to endure another day of this hell which I had made for myself. And
Well, we've got a Judas Priest song you can listen to backwards. It might help you out with that.
didn't want to live up to. I managed to get sober a few years ago, about 3 years ago, and everything, life in general, became brighter, particularly the arts themselves, music and art. Colors just seem so much more interesting to face people music sounds are more dynamic. Everything has such a value these days.
I first heard Priest with my brother, my older brother Dave, who
shot his face
is
off.
one of the ultimate metalheads. The minute that we heard on the radio that Judas Priest was going to be at the Palace, we dropped everything. My brother and I. Then he was driving then, so we went right down to the Palace, got our tickets. We were front row balcony. I made a banner of the battalion, and I'll never forget it. Made it off a bed sheet. We all stood up and we held it up, and all I can remember is Rob Halford looking up at us and going, just like that. That was awesome.
Fuck, it must be hard in America. Like, if that's your whole crowning thing in life. Like, I remember it was 1982 and we made a sign off a bed sheet and Rob Halford pointed at us. I gotta stay alive now. Off to the next house. Our there's 7 so the non-metalheads here, that movie Rockstar, the Mark Wahlberg movie, is based on the dude they're about to talk about, obviously.
Sorry, Tim.
And I got to open for him here in Melbourne. It was a fucking cracking night of heavy fucking metal, that one.
It's pretty amazing.
Tim Owens was in a band called British Steel.
British Steel.
Yeah, he's got
British
the ring.
Steel. Yep. There you go.
A Judas Priest tribute from Akron, Ohio. I think they were based out of.
He idolized Rob Halford.
Tim Owens' dream was way back when he was in junior high school. His bedroom was full of priests, and all he talked about was priests.
He is Rob Halford.
If you were to play both of them, you wouldn't be able to tell the difference.
From what I understand, a couple of girls videotaped him playing in a Judas Priest tribute band, and they sent a tape to KK Down.
One of the girls called him and said that she had a videotape he had to see because Priest was looking for a singer. They said they thought he was lip syncing. I personally didn't think it was that close.
Hear the jealousy there? Yeah, I didn't think he was. He wasn't that good. I would have done better.
I guess they flew him out somewhere and everything, brought him in the studio, and he got into one line of,
hey, Jerry.
I think it was Victim of Changes.
Victim of Changes is, I think, the Judas Priest song.
They asked about Victim of Changes, and I guess he sang the first line of the song
and fluked it.
There's the note that he hit was just really impressive in their eyes.
Oh, you can see where this fucker's going to go with that. It was impressive in their eyes. Smule.
Nailed it down. That's all I took.
What's a smule?
They hired him like right on the spot.
And here he is. He is Rick Owens, Judas Priest.
Yeah, that was, I don't know how the hell that guy feels. I mean, one minute he's in a tribute band, just doing the everyday Joe Schmo thing. Bang, it's a Judas Priest.
Yeah, so the movie Rockstar is based on this dude they're talking about. And it was originally called Metal God, but then Rob Halford threatened to sue him because he owns the actual copyright to the name Metal God, because Rob Halford is the Metal God!
Tim Owens, Ripper used to work here. This is my t-shirt from last night. Ripper Owens on it. I'm gonna keep that.
Oh.
I'm gonna wash it.
I'll check it out, Jack.
Tim would go upstairs, look at what supplies were needed, and then he'd come down here and, say for instance, he might need some yellow postcards for the 9th floor, so he'd grab those, or
some paper here, notepad paper for the attorneys. They use a lot of that.
Can't sing AC/DC.
He'd grab, pretty much any of the supplies. Our stationery is a big item, so he would grab stationery. When he came in one,
they could only improve it. He actually touched this piece of stationery once. It's framed.
And he signed in the guest book, and he signed it Tim Owens, Judas Priest. So that was kind of, I'll hold on to that for a while. And then I also have a golf card that I had him sign for me. I told him since now he's famous.
God bless him. He got the American dream. He got his dream come true.
The jealousy here. I'll put a link up to some of my old stuff.
A Lamborghini or a Ferrari Playboy channel. That's what they always say. We have the Playboy channel on our tour bus. I would have liked the shot. There's a number of singers that could have done the job. I've been told that I could. I feel pretty confident I actually could. I could definitely impress them.
It's midnight.
It's got to be 1,000 times more intense than the way I feel just imagining being surrounded by the rest of Judas Priest.
Could you imagine how they would have treated him if he was in Priest? If they fucked with Ripper, it'll be, that's what would happen after the gigs. They'll be like, "Hey, why are there no groupies anymore?"
It's definitely got to be a trip. I couldn't even imagine. I wish I could, and I would love to have his role, but to have all the people and love you after when you're trying to fill the shoes of somebody that everybody thought was nearly impossible to fill.
So that's the thing. I never treat people like you're a rock star or you're better than anyone. Always just fucking. It's the same with this. Like we're chatting, and with my videos that I've been putting up, it feels like music. It's like, oh, cool. These people just connect with what you do. That's all the fucking. I hate it when you hear people talk like this. Oh, I just want to get famous so people worship me. I cop it in the the comedy industry now. People just want to be famous. It's like, fuck that. Just do what you fucking love. And then if you fucking do what's real, people will connect with you and you get a bigger group of friends and people that you care about because they connect to what the fuck comes out of here. This fucking idiot. It does. Exactly. Not bad.
We spent about a month looking for.
Yeah, you're right, Jack and Jimmy. And Jack, you wouldn't know this because you're obviously in Portugal. I've got a famous brother, so I was lucky that I grew up with someone famous in the house. And I saw he'd be having lunch or dinner or something, and people would walk into the restaurant and just go, give me your autograph? Like, while he's half eaten with his wife and kids and shit. It's fucking bullshit.
For new gene, but found him not excited at all about it.
They flew me in from Hawaii to become their Gene Simmons. They unfortunately lost their Gene Simmons to unfortunate circumstances. When Val told me what he had in mind, I flipped.
I love the
shorts.
shorts.
I don't know. It's like,
oh, hang on.
I don't mean to be blasphemous, but it's like if you were to be God, how would you feel if you could portray God?
Tomorrow's our big show over
So
at
this-
the cruise. And
this is the new Gene.
Sold out show.
We got a whole bunch of last minute things to fix. Like I think at one show it lost a tooth, so we had to glue that in and wipe away blood and
fire
asked
marks.
Andy, well, what are we gonna do about costume and stuff? And He said, well, he was going to be selling his. I had to purchase it to keep it going because I think that it would be worth it.
And he was very happy to find out that I had become sober.
Of course.
From some of the problematic drugs that I was using.
I mean, the Thriller film clip's a bit ahead of his time because he actually looks like that now.
What was the question?
I
think the pressure.
He did the same thing as the other Gene.
What are we going to do about
Check this out.
and stuff? And he said, well, he was going to be selling his. I had to purchase it to keep it going because I think that it would be worth it.
And he was very happy to find out that I had become sober from some of the problematic drugs that I was using. What was the question? Yeah, I think the pressure really started.
I was too busy talking.
Because they look so damn good. You know, I mean, they really looked like Kiss. I was very impressed and immediately worried that I wasn't going to be able to fill Andy's shoes.
If Dave doesn't work out, I seriously don't know what our future is. It's going to be really hard to wake up
I hope they didn't get those wings in Wuhan.
tomorrow morning and maybe realize that there might not be a band.
Yeah, still on drugs, you can tell.
That night, Val and I just sat and watched Kiss films, and the next morning we woke up and played Kiss
Phantom of the
songs
Park
all day long. I was still thinking, man, this is just, it's 21 songs. I got to have them done by tomorrow. Well, I'll be wearing Andy's Destroyer outfit. I kind of feel weird. I kind of feel weird wearing his costume and taking his place.
It wasn't washed.
Sunny! What the heck? What's going on here?
It's called being
I
overweight.
gotta go in front. Hold on. What was the problem, Val? The string was in the way. Val, what is wrong? Lift your shirt.
It's not an engineering thing.
It's called an out of shape thing.
I can't get that one snap.
All right, forget it.
No.
I need to breathe fire at the end of Rock All Night also. Yeah, you're going to fire. We'll talk about it. So it'll be like,
He looks like Bad Boy Bubby.
all right, while that's going on, it'll be a sequence of jumps up to 10. Well, Don's my pyro guy, and he's going to have the wet towel in case of unfortunate incidents. And like I said, the ceiling is probably a 10-foot ceiling. One of my smallest flames is about 12 feet.
Oh, we might have a bit of white. Great white.
We're going to get a good deal of rollage over the ceiling.
How about this, Dave?
No, I'd like to roll a good 8 to 10 feet across the ceiling.
Fuck, don't put a pyro off in there.
Breathe fire plenty of time. Well, I trust you, but at the same time, your boy show. So, and I've seen Patchy. He's done it a million times, man. It's no big deal. Ceilings like this all the time, ain't nothing gonna happen, man. Tripping with luggage.
Says line pads preamp out.
But I can tell you right now, personally, Dave's freaking. He's trying to be cool, but he's freaking out. This is his first show. He's freaking out. You guys can see how he's just sitting there acting like he's, better than everyone else. So this is like a family. This has always been about a very cohesive group, and he's always talking
And merchandise.
about how, one for all and all for one. Yeah, like him, he's trying to tell me how to breathe fire, and like, well, when you've done this a few times, like, what the fuck? I probably played 10 times as many fucking shows as he has.
I need some bass up here. Absolutely not.
I personally can't hear any bass whatsoever.
Okay, very good. Need more bass.
Okay.
Get this on, Phil.
This fucking sucks. Sound sucks. Period.
It sounded like you, Robert. It sounded a lot better than you think it did.
Yeah, well, because we're here in the house mix too.
Right.
We have spent all day. It is now 5:11. Just did a sound check. It sounded like fucking shit. I got to be convinced that it was good. And it's not good. Chance.
It was good.
Doing it again. I want to do it again. Jake, why you always not down there? Yeah, well, that's what you think. You know, but yeah, well, okay. You can always, if you feel like you can straighten me out, please do. If you feel like you need to straighten me out, please do. No, I'm not going to keep myself because I'm going on stage too. I got to play too. Keep it to your fucking self. Yeah, I'm not going to yell it out in the club. I don't give a fuck about that bullshit. I don't give a fuck about anything. Sure, pretty much no. When it comes to we're standing around supposed to be playing and paying all this fucking money for what? To sound like shit. You guys can be pussies, not me.
I've said it before, I'll say it again. Musicians.
Straight out.
We can't see the.
Gene Simmons has always been about power and control, being larger than life. People like me,
I got sick of it, the long hair. But I'll probably grow. I'm growing a mohawk, so I'll probably grow it out again and fucking headbang properly.
I don't feel I've had a lot of control in the past over my life. Being abused as a child, you feel a loss of control, and you feel a real sense of badness about yourself. You feel small.
We'll stay away from the monkeys, band.
Part of the reason I like to act is because you have a control over the role that you're playing. To be big and powerful and confident in who you are, to be able to hold your head up high and do things that are, I don't know, noticeable and special. Well, as an actor, I've had that sort of psychosis of losing yourself in a character. Val first informed me of this, that, watch for that, because it's very possible to start believing that you're Gene Simmons.
How?
And losing sight of yourself. And that's a spooky thing. And if you've got any doubts about yourself, or if you're not really sure of who you are, that would be very easy to do.
No. That'd be awesome if he had like that pudgy stomach from that earlier video.
Okay. My codpiece. It is now 20 to 9. The opening band ends at 9, and we go on about 9:15 to 9:30, depending on how long it takes them to clear the stage.
Get there.
Oh, man.
Keep close. Let's not keep it close. Let's open.
How much longer we got?
Okay, shake your head. Tell me how it feels.
Oh, it feels like it's going to come right off.
It's just saying the ceiling fan. Please.
It's the back.
But does it feel better?
No.
It's the back that
Sorry,
feels like it's coming off?
Yeah, it's the whole thing of the top, not pulling the cap off my head. I'm preparing to super glue my wig to my head in order to give a more genuine performance of Gene Simmons without the wig flying off my head. Super glue. Yes. How big of a spot?
I'm just gonna put like 2 spots. Believe me. It won't hurt.
Crazy.
Your hair ain't gonna fall off.
We're gonna get going now, so let's rock and roll.
If I hear you calling, but I can't come home right now.
Okay, let's do it. All right, y'all start following the stage now. We're gonna come out. All right, hang on a second. This song. All right, everybody, put it in. Come on.
Everybody put it in there. We're gonna do this with you guys.
Let's do it for Jesus.
We're just about ready to go on. And Jay goes, okay, let's get together here, man. And we all put our hands in. And we're like, okay, let's. And it was just like, whoa, you gotta be kidding me, All right. I think the tension just went, and everybody was just, let's rock.
Is that Frozen? Oh, sorry.
Let you guys get going. Listen to
Let's do it for God. Huge crowd. Still bigger than a Pegasus crowd. Sounds all right. Suck you, boss. Whoa, yeah! Thank you. Good night. Now, Peter couldn't play that well.
And I hear this drummer, you know, and I look over and this guy's going, "You're Peter Chris.
It's your time to shine."
Our Peter Chris, you know, and I looked and I went, wow.
It's a trip. You know, you look out into the audience and they're looking at you, but you're not you. You're someone else. And
they're drunk.
It's a weird connection because, like, when I'm looking at this person, they're looking at Kiss or Ace or whoever, you know, and I'm looking out there going, I'm trying to be Ace, so I hope you're buying this, you know.
It's easy for us to sink into, you know, it would be easy in a sense for us to sink into believing I am so-and-so. But, you know, deep down, we know who we are. You know, you got to know who you are.
Paul
Otherwise,
Stanley ain't black, bro. It's easy.
Otherwise, there's one way to find out who you are.
Exactly. Exactly. That's what I used to say. That, like, Pegasus groupies, you could titty fuck them with just one tit, just spin it around your dick 4 or 5 times and start fucking it. Thank you. Good night. We want pause. We want pause.
You know, at first, you know, we thought Andy was, you know, actually the backbone of the whole band. Last night, after seeing Dave do his Gene, I knew that we can move on without Andy.
You know, Dave's back in
right
rehab.
now, definitely, the sky's the limit. I mean, there's no stopping us.
I think it goes beyond being Andy's costume. It's the badge of Gene Simmons. You know, it's almost like carrying the torch for Andy, Oh, after he has lost his desire to be Gene Simmons. Last night, I'll tell you what, I was fucking Gene Simmons. I was Gene last night.
I was fucking him. Ah! Oh. To dance in Beauty and the Beast. Superfan was found in a glory hole, passed out. We'll drive you crazy. Jeff met and talked for 45 minutes in his trailer. Oh, we know what he did in the fucking trailer. He later left his wife and children for Rob. Ah!
Fate is just is destiny, and everybody has destiny, and no way can you tell what your destiny is going to be. You can set out on a course and try to head in one way in this business and go, I'm going to be a rock star, I'm going to be the greatest drummer in the world, and I'm doing it through the realms of being a tribute band. Well, who would have guessed? I'd be doing this anyway. I'll just do whatever it takes.
There you have it, everyone. I'll just wait until someone records a new album and I'll copy it. Fucking hell. So there you have it. Tribute, the greatest documentary ever made. Do you guys dig it? I know you come in late, Jack. But you can find it on YouTube there. And I'll just have a look. Where are we? So it's still going. This is banned. I'll just get a link for you for fuck that one. Where are we? Copy. Here you go, Jack, if you want to listen to any of my stuff. Go to this person's page, and I think they've got all the songs from the first album and the last album. In Metal We Trust. No, I thought that's why I was holding off on it, Scotty, because I thought you'll fucking love this. So I was waiting for you to come back so I could play it to you. Yeah, tomorrow. Yeah, I might try for earlier one for the Americans to pop in, like midday or something, and I'll do the Ozzy Osbourne trial. I'll run through a bit of that, have a look at it. We'll break that down. Glad you dug it, Shane. I'll yeah, I might even I'll hit you up about are we add me on Face. Are we friends on Facebook, Shane? And I'll add me there. We'll do a double, break down some heavy metal shit. You too, Scotty. We'll find heavy metal stuff to break down. Yeah, but tomorrow I'll do the Ozzy Osbourne thing. I'll find something else. I might do a movie once a week, like a classic fucking funny film. Sorry, thank you for keeping coming. I have no idea what the time is there. Yeah, in Melbourne. So it's almost midnight. So in like 10 hours, 12 hours. In 12 hours, I'll hit it. Yeah, message me there, and I'll maybe even for tomorrow we'll do get you in for the metal stuff. I'll come up with a few things. And we'll have a giggle. That'll be cool. Fucking 3-hour podcast. I intended on doing 1 hour tonight. Yeah, your phone should be able to work with that, Scotty. I can add. I think I can add 3 people. Oh, I can only do two people with the screen. I think I'll have a look at it. So I'll do one at a time. Yeah, so there you have it. Thanks for hanging out, everyone. Glad you dug it. It's a fucking great movie. I'm glad it's on YouTube. You couldn't find it for years. They kept blocking it. So it's wicked that it's back on. But I'll find some other funny, weird shit, and we'll keep doing that. It's good during this whole isolation shit to be connecting. No, I'm using StreamYard. I've got OBS and all that, but I was having problems with it through my laptop. So I'm on the Comics Lounge computer, one of their ones in the office, because it's a bit more powerful. So have a good one, Jack. Take care. Yeah, so I'll yeah, but I just joined it so I can stream to a couple of things, Scotty. Anyway, have fun, everyone. Thanks for listening. And be cool, stay in school, listen to heavy metal, because it's good for you. Just don't listen to Judas Priest backwards. Have fun. Take care, everyone.